Welcome to Markipedia, an old joke that I decided, hey, let's play with it. The brain, filled of useless little facts and opinions that nobody wants to hear, so may as well just record them so you can not listen to them altogether. So, what am I going to hit for the first Markipedia moment? Let's talk genders. Seems to be the hot topic, seems to be what everybody's talking about right now. Let's look into this shit. Okay, so let's break a couple of things down. Simple facts. Nothing crazy, just simple stuff, okay? We don't want to go into the nonsensical, we're just going to try and stay simple. For instance, I have never seen, ever seen, a surgeon's scalpel that is so sharp that it actually managed to cut a chromosome in order to alter it. The thing about genders, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm getting sick and tired of you people. The facts are simple. Gender is chromosomal. That's it. You don't have to get all stupid. It's a physical attribute, but it is chromosomal. That's huge. That's a big thing. Okay? Now, if you go and you alter, if you're a lady and you alter your chest by removing it, it's just a body modification. If you go and implant something that wasn't there originally, it's just a body modification. Well, what are body modifications? Piercings are body modifications. Tattoos are body modifications. Brandings are body modifications. These are all things that the human creature does to itself for its own reasons, but nonetheless, it's a body modification. Extremely expensive one, which is probably why we're trying to find a way to get the Medicare system to pay for it for you guys, because it's an extremely expensive body modification. I don't know, but I'd like to have like a $4,000 back piece on my back. Can I get Medicare to pay for my tattoo artist to do that $4,000 back piece? Because I want a really awesome and expensive body modification. Why not? Genders are chromosomal. They're not even attached to emotion. Emotions are not genders. So, for instance, oh, well, no, he is overly feminine because he cries a lot. I don't know, but last time I checked, I live in a society that you can't look at a crying little boy and call him a little girl because he's crying. That would mean that emotions do not dictate gender. Okay? That is part of your personality. So now we've classified the way you behave, be it the mindset, the way you think, the way you portray yourself, the way that you would like to have the world perceive you. These are all attributes to your personality, not to your gender. Now, why am I actually chiming in on this? Very simply because in my country, we're about to make it illegal to look at a man that's transitioning into a woman and say, you're on the glue, you're a man. Your chromosomes dictate that you're a man. Literally, some fucking yahoo in Parliament, an MP somewhere in the country, has legitimately sued somebody. $55,000. So, what you're telling me is that I'm losing the right to free speech. I call a spade, plain and simple. If you're a dude that chopped off your dick, that doesn't make you a woman. That makes you an unhealthy dude that chopped off his dick. And in society back in the way of old, we used to say, eek, we don't judge, but we don't trust that one either. Because nobody knows why. He just decided one day that cutting off his dick was the best idea for him to have. I don't judge. Why should I judge it? I have no bearings. Doesn't affect me. You want to go and do those ludicrously obscene forms of body modification? All the power to you. It's not up to me to stop that kind of shit. We starting to understand here what's happening? Because to the tune of $55,000, a journalist said, you're a man and there's nothing you can do to change it. and now they got to pay this money. That's a very dangerous, dangerous way of running a society. I'm just telling you. Because in the beginning, it was just transgenders getting upset, having the social debate, speaking their mind, as well as we would be speaking ours. But the truth of the matter is that even, if I point at a man that's trying to become a woman or a woman that's trying to become a man, and I point at them and I tell them, no, you are the sex that you were born with, not only is it scientifically factual, and don't tell me none of this nonsense about it's in their brain, because we have a science there too. It's called psychology. And this used to be called gender dysphoria. This was a condition. This was an illness. We didn't judge people, but this was an illness. It's an illness. You're fucking sick. Take your meds and get over it. Why is it that anybody with any other forms of mental dysphoria of any sort, mental problems of any kinds, be it maybe they're bipolar, maybe they're schizophrenic. Hey, how would you like it if all the schizos demanded to be treated like they were normal? That there was nothing wrong with them, that it was you that had the problem. It's not the schizo's fault that you can't hear the voices in his head. So when are we going to change the laws for them? When are we going to take another psychiatric disorder and then force the common populace to say, no, it's not a disorder at all. They're fucking perfectly fine. They're normal. There is nothing normal about being one gender and wanting to be the other. Perhaps it's a synapses fire in the brain that's a little different. Okay? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the chemicals in the brain have a little bit more estrogen than they're supposed to, and now we have a man that believes that he's a woman. These are real things. They're also called illnesses. It is not, by any stretch of the imagination, to be assumed that these individuals are healthy or normal or should be fucking running a country or being in any position of power to place their agenda on a country. You want to chop your dick off. You want to put some fake boobs in you. You want to load yourself full of fucking drugs to become a gender that you're not. And you want me to look at you and say, yeah, man, you're fucking cool as a cucumber. You are the most normal individual I've ever met in my life. Let me please shake your hand. No. And now we want you to write policy? I don't know, but with the example that was just set, your policies remove free speech. Oh, but Markipedia, it's hate speech. It's fucking hate speech. I don't want to hear it. Oh, my fucking ears. It's hate speech. Hate speech is protected under free speech. It's kind of the double-edged sword that comes with it. We as a society say, you're allowed to say whatever the fuck you want, but please try to be cool about it. Try not to be too mean. Don't be too aggressive. We ask people to be, I don't know, what's that word? They invented the word. I think it was called polite. Be polite. Use your freedom of speaking. You can do whatever you want. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. Freedom of speech. Speak what you want. You love the Muslim immigrants. Awesome. You hate them. Well, whatever. It is what it is. But you have the freedom to speak your mind. Now, when the freedom to speak your mind translates to you acting out violent actions, yeah, we have a criminal court system in place for that. It's speak your mind. Please, by all means. As every psychiatrist will tell you, by the love of Jesus, don't bottle it up. Don't bottle that up. That's not healthy. So you're asking us to bottle up some really, really inappropriate feelings and then to just push that deep down in there, making a little fucking ball, and just fucking store it in the back of the kidneys? Oh, that ain't healthy. You can't ask a society to do that. That's not healthy. Forget it being right or wrong. It's not viable. You will start to think something else. So you got to be careful with this line of thought, because there are actual people out there that do crazy shit. And they're just looking for the next reason to do something stupid. Normally, it entails some level of violence. I don't advocate for violence. I don't push people to conduct violence. I purely understand why violence comes about. See, when a violent act takes place, the first words out of my mouth are always, oh, may God rest their souls. This is a horrible, horrible situation to have happen. That's my polite and dignified, fuck, it sucks to lose human life. It's not fun. There's nothing good about it. And then I stow that shit. And I look at the situation. Now, first and foremost, no one, truthfully, really, honestly, deserves to die. I know. There's pedos out there that we could string up and fucking whatever. That'll be the next one coming there. Pedos fucking want to be referred to as normal. But whatever. Alright, there's people out there that, yeah, sure, you could really make a... Fuck, I could think about 9 people that are just worth dying. But in all honesty, there's really no reason for people to be killed for just out of nowhere. Okay? But see, here's the raw deal. You start shutting people up, now they can't express themselves. That makes a person feel real dirty on the inside. And the only way that they can express themselves afterwards is normally through some form of action. A lot of times, actions will become poetic. They'll write poetry. It'll become musical. You'll find it in the art. All forms of arts tend to be the first outlet for this disgusting feeling, which is why a lot of the art that we see in this century now that's coming about is very dark and dirty and ugly, because the societies are becoming dark and dirty and ugly. We're about to break into a third world war. I don't know how many years it's going to take before we actually call it the third world war, but we're about to break into it. So the decadence of society is being reflected in the art. What's going to happen is when the art disappears, the free speech disappears, all that's really left is other forms of action. Now, a lot of times it'll be boycotts. What'll happen is people will be like, oh, you're transgender? I'm just not coming to your business anymore. No, because you guys are pushing laws that are stupid, so I'm not giving you money to pay the lawyers or the lobbyists. We're going to start boycotting it. That's a peaceful action. And then, just like what has happened with Israel, they'll make that a crime. So we can't boycott Israeli goods. If you enter a position of power, you must swear allegiance to Israel. If you haven't figured that out yet, whatever. It is what it is. But they've pretty well outlawed Israeli boycotts. Testing the waters. So the next time that the power of a boycott comes forward, they can just pass that law and call it a day. See, I don't understand you guys anymore. I don't know if I'm getting old. I don't know. I don't get it. I'm 36 years old. I honestly thought at 36 it was like the doorway there where I was about to start getting too fucking old to understand, but I was just young enough to figure it out. It's like the window that I was hoping to see here. The problem is that I think I'm a little too old school. For instance, forget the transgender issue. Going back to governing societies, right? Everybody's upset with this. What was it? Justin Trudeau and the SLC or whatever the fucking Lavaland shit. The $30,000 in hookers. They're upset about that. They're mad. So Trudeau can't give $1 million to a child soldier that was in our facilities under our watch that was mistreated, and I don't care if he was or was not the enemy. Fuck that shit. We broke the law. We broke the rules. Oops. Our bad. So what do we do to fix it? What's the next step? No, we gave him a payout. Fuck, dude, we never should have done that to you, man. It was wartime. Nobody was paying attention. That's wrong. You were a child soldier. You should have been treated with a little bit more dignity. We should have tried to pull you out of the brainwashings. We should have done something for you instead of just treat you like an enemy soldier. And the thing is that even if he was an adult enemy soldier, what was happening to him was illegal in the international codes of conduct for conducting a war. So we fucked up. Our bad. But apparently the whole country got upset because we fucking did that. That was a couple $1 million, $9 million, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And I think he was suing for fucking 10 or something. And we were going to have to give more if he won, so we settled and we had to give less. Cool. All right. Awesome. Moving right along. SNC-Lavalin, the fucking Libyans. I'm sorry, but let's look at it this way. Libya's in the Middle East. It's in the Middle East. We couldn't be sure whether or not they were for or against any form of violent altercations that are found down there. We had no real evidence of it. So what happened is that Muammar Gaddafi, his son, he decides to come and see Canada. He's told Canada's great. Let's go check it out. Canada is great. So he came and checked it out. You know why Canada is great? Yeah, prostitution is legal in Canada. It's fucked up. Don't get me wrong. But it's legal. Therefore, if a lady stands on the corner and chooses that she wants to sell herself, yeah, that is legal in the country of Canada. It's illegal for somebody to go up and actually buy her, to pay her for her services. That's a crime. So it's like, to kind of flip the script to make it a little bit more understanding for people, it would be legal for me to sell crack cocaine. No problem. I'm allowed to have the crack cocaine on me, and I can fucking sell. I can prepare it for distribution. As soon as one of my customers shows up and gives me money, my customers and shit, my customer goes to jail. That's how the law is written. I don't write the fucking laws. I purely explain them to you. But what I'm telling you is that prostitution is legal. So we can't have it both ways. Talking about Trudeau being a fake feminist. I always knew he was a fake feminist, but you can't just be throwing that fucking word around because there's women in Parliament right now that are fucking fake feminists. What's this? Equality? Wanting women's rights? Wanting this, wanting that? Everything for the ladies. And then, when one of them, or a few of them, happen to make $30,000 exercising their right to use the form of employment that they should so choose. Now we have something against that? Oh, now it's wrong? You can't have it both ways. Either she's allowed to go to the corner and sell herself, or she's not. And if she's allowed to go to the corner and sell herself, that makes that form of business a utilizable asset in a fucking wartime situation. Sorry. But during a recession, drugs, booze, women, and gambling. Recession-proof. Fucking recession-proof. Don't matter. As long as you got your hands in that pie, you will always have money in your pockets. It's not news to anybody who understands anything. So, let's think this all the way through. Muammar Gaddafi's son comes to Canada, finds out Canada's pretty cool. SNLC Lavalin puts together a substantial amount of money in high-class hookers, 30 grand in professional women of the night with negotiable affections. That's literally what they are. Professional ladies of the night who have negotiable affections. You can negotiate how much you're allowed to be affectionate with them. We put that together. Muammar Gaddafi's son leaves Canada. He's happy as a pig in shit. He's loving the country. Says, that was the best place I've ever been. I gotta fucking come back sometime. Goes back to fucking Libya. The United States kills his dad, Muammar Gaddafi. You know, we came, we saw, he died. Famous words of Hillary Clinton. Now, Muammar Gaddafi's dead because of the West. Muammar Gaddafi's son's in charge. Muammar Gaddafi just had $30,000 worth of hookers spent on that motherfucker. Don't think he has a problem with Canada. So we neutralized what could have been a military threat against the great country of Canada, and it cost us 30 grand in hookers. Can you find a cheaper way? Can you? Because apparently something like $9 million in settlements showing that we do love our Muslim counterparts, even when they are the enemy. That wasn't enough. That was too much. You couldn't handle that. Fuck that. Nope. And 30 grand in hookers to prevent a war with fucking Libya after the United States assassinated the man's dad. Are you still mad at Justin Trudeau? Are you still mad? Because the way I look at it, he found the cheapest way out of a military conflict. I'm just saying. Look at it all the way through. Does it make it pleasant? No. Am I proud that we use hookers to prevent a war? I'm kind of torn there because you know what, man? When those girls, they fought for a fucking long time to be recognized as a legal form of employment. And on that day, they demonstrated exactly how fucking useful their form of employment was. So I don't know if I'm proud. I'm torn. Because it was fucking hilarious and it worked. Do we have problems with Libya right now? I don't think we have problems, not that I know of. Maybe I'll have to go and check some more backdoor documents. But last time I checked, us and Libya, we're fucking good. We're good. So go about now explain to me why what he did was wrong. Now, what he's about to do, because going back onto my transgender situation, what he's about to do is very fucking interesting, because someone has sued someone for $55,000 for freedom of speech, and now there's a fucking bill being presented that's being argued and debated, and God knows if it's going to fucking pass or not, because no one pays attention, but they're going to make it so that if I look at you and you happen to have fake titties and a fake downstairs, and I look at you and I call you a man because you still have an Adam's apple and your chromosomes are still fucking XY, they can put me in jail for it. So now not only are they going to fine us ludicrously thousands and thousands of dollars if we don't agree with the terminology being used, they're going to lock us the fuck up because of the way we were raised, indoctrinated, and taught in our schools. I don't know. I thought that if I went to school and I got good grades and I became an adult and I got out, that it should be good to go. Now I'm an adult, you're altering everything in the schools for the kids of today and expecting me to follow your example. No, fuck you. Fuck you and the horse you rode in on. I went to school, I got my education, I learned 1 + 1 is 2, 2 and 2 is 4, and there's only 2 fucking genders. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's all. It's coming. This is stupid. It's stupid. You're all fucking stupid. To even allow yourselves to be subjected that a law like this would even be created in our country, you're fucking stupid. I can't believe that no one is actually screaming to the high heaven. Why? Are you afraid that someone's going to call you a mean name? They can't call you a mean name. You get to turn around and sue them. So, I don't know, but y'all better start finding some really, really intelligent ways of articulating the way you think and feel about these laws, because from the looks of things, they're not going to be allowed to insult you either. You're pro 2 genders? Awesome. You're pro 2 genders, and that's what you are. This is not a religious thing. This is so far from religion, it's not even funny. This has nothing to do with religion. This has nothing to do with God said that he made a man and a woman. No. No. The microscope says that a man is XY and a woman is XX. Microscope says it. Science says it. This has nothing to do with religion. And I swear, if you come to me with, yeah, but, chemical synapses and chemicals in the brain and misfires and, they're not really all there, then they're not normal. You're not normal. If you're not all there, you're not normal. If you're a dude thinking you're a woman, you're not normal. Sorry. It's just how it is. You're sick. Get the help that you need. We don't judge. Our healthcare is already free. Go figure that shit out. We pay doctors out the ass. Go on. Go. It's free. You don't live in the States. It ain't stateside. You don't got to go pay millions of dollars to figure this out. Go talk to a therapist. My God. And stop asking me to believe that you're normal. And stop trying to get my politicians to intimidate me to make you believe that you're normal. No! Do I look intimidated? No, you're about to look real fucking intimidated. Because I'm guaranteeing you, the day that someone gets locked up for it, the day someone gets locked up for not agreeing to the fucking plan, it's going to be open season. And if you haven't figured it out, you live in Canada. Canada. You don't have the right to bear arms. Right to bear arms. That's what you get. You live in Canada. Now, unless you're going to become a criminal and you're going to go and get yourself an illegal sidearm to protect you, I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of gangsters out there that already got the sidearms and they're just going to start to fucking shoot you. You start locking people up because they disagree with you. You lock people up because they have a different viewpoint about your gender. There ain't going to be very many people like you left. Because the gangsters, they're just going to say, fuck it. We're killing each other anyway. We go to jail anyway. We ain't scared. But look at this shit. I don't want my kids growing up like that. Fuck it. And they're going to hit the crack pipe, and they're going to hit the trigger, and you're going to hit the floor. That's how that's going to happen. Don't play with this. This is dangerous shit. You guys don't understand. Oh, you think you have the police. I get it. Okay, I get it. False senses of security. You think you have the police to protect you. They got guns. I get it. Yeah. When do police show up at a crime? Refresh my memory here. When do cops show up at a crime scene? That's right. After the crime has been committed, we contact the police. It's the natural order of things. Whole lot of good that's going to do you when you're laying on your back full of blood. Cops ain't going to save you now. And you know what? I can't say that I care anymore. You're trying to infringe on people's civil liberties. You're trying to make it so we can't speak against your ideological thinking. Well, that means I can't speak against religious extremisms because it's an ideological thinking. I can't speak against it. I can't speak about government extremisms. Do you understand how slippery this slope is? Yeah, sure, we'll start it off with something simple. See if we can coax it under the radar there, see if anybody pays attention. But I'm telling you, right now, the string of violence available behind this sort of decision making is, wow, it's astonishing. It's available, it's there. You're just feeding the fire. You're just looking for the next thing that's going to piss people off to the point that they're going to actually do something.